Michelle Williams, Destiny Child, she's called The Bridge for a reason. Like, out of all of the darkness and sadness, soon comes happiness. In the I'm a survivor. It's just that one part of the music. You're just like, where does this come from? I like it, but it bridges the verses to the end of the song. As someone with a background in music education, I've always known music was powerful. And it wasn't until I started really paying attention to how different frequencies and sounds affect mental health that I understood we're basically curating our own emotional experience every single day. So today, we're talking about adjusting your playlist, not just for better vibes, but for actual transformation. We're going to address what's really happening when we listen, adjust our approach to be more intentional, and then apply some practical changes you can just make right now. So, whether you're grinding on a project, nurturing your family, or just trying to feel more like yourself again, your playlist is either your medicine or your poison. Let's make sure it's working for you. Welcome to Adjusting. Welcome to Adjusting, a safe space for candid conversations about mental health and well being with your host, Justin G. Nelson. Whether you're recovering from trauma, redefining your purpose, managing mental health, or simply craving more authenticity, this show is for you. I hope something resonates with you and helps you on your own personal journey. So sit back, relax, and let's start adjusting. And we're back with another episode of Adjusting Podcast with your host, Justin G. Nelson. Y'all, this episode, I always say this. I was like, y'all, this episode is so, but I enjoy music. Music is a love language to me. When people share things they're interested in when it relates to music, I'm like, yes, yes. Someone sharing their favorite artist or playlist or love for music is a sign that they trust you and they want you in their world, because everyone has something that really is their hyperfixation. And when they turn that song on, they know that they're going to be productive. And that's what we're going to talk about in this episode. But before we get too far, I want to say thank you to TJ with Tea with TJ podcast for editing. Be sure to follow and subscribe to his platform as well. Also, if you haven't already, you can support me on my other platforms, Earthy and Culture, which is my vegan lifestyle brand, or my business, my branding and marketing business, which is Type J Marketing. You can follow my personal page as I journey to Broadway and film world at Justin G. Nelson. Be sure to subscribe to my Substack. Substack is taking off. Substack is growing. I'm adding more avenues within the world of Pacific Cup because, water flows in from every angle, it might rain in. So, if I rain in some stuff, just take it. So, I've launched a new section of Pacific Cup called Just Vibes, which is just books I'm reading, wine, music. So this is kind of where this episode is thrown in. If you like romance books, I just did an article about Black romance books. So check that out. Great. Other than that, I am late with my adjusted affirmations. I started some new medication this month. Baby, listen. I was just trying to stay alive, okay? Listen, don't get old and don't stress. Make some precautions and cut some things out if you can afford to, so you don't be stressing. Cause stressing, yeah. So anyway, you will get 2 in August. So that will be my gift to you since I will be taking a break in September. I'll give you 2 in August, 1 in September, and we'll be good. We everyone will be happy. Great. All right. So I invite you today to take this sacred breath with me. If you're driving, focus on that. Focus on the road. If you are not, and you are in a place where you can ground your feet and ground yourself, we're going to embrace the sweat this episode. I cannot fight it in this good old studio space of mine. It's just hot. Okay, so I hope y'all don't mind a little sweat trickle. Okay. Other than that, ground your feet. I want you to really take your socks off. If you take your socks off, really feel the carpet or the wood floor or wherever you are. Feel that, okay? And then relax your ankles, your knees, your thighs, your hips, your stomach, your chest, your shoulders, your neck, your cheek, your chin. Close your eyes, relax your forehead. You can place your right hand on your heart and your left hand on your stomach. And we're going to breathe in for 4, hold for 7, and release for 8. So breathe in, 2, 3, 4, hold it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, one more time because this is a lot. Okay, I'm gonna try to do it with you. Ready? Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great. All right, so let us begin. Now, I will say I took notes. I took a lot of notes. I made notes. But if I go off on a rant, I pray that you embrace it because I love music. I went to school for music education, as some of you know. I went to the Middle Tennessee State University and got my undergrad in vocal general music education. Do I teach? No, I do not teach it. I taught. I was a substitute teacher for a while. My friend who passed recently, Dennis Whitehead, he allowed me to come in and sub. I did their show choir. I did the show choir, their musical, um, and I even had to sub for band one time. Maybe that band sounded bad. Okay, it wasn't my fault. I wasn't the teacher. It just came in for one day, but I've been reading Break the Cycle, and that book not only inspired this episode, but it has inspired me to go back to school, y'all. Like, listen, Dr. Nelson is loading in progress. In progress. I ain't applied yet. But I am really looking into Columbia University. It's an Ivy League school. So that's been a goal of mine. It was always a dream to go to an Ivy League school. So it's happening. It's going to happen. I don't know when. I don't know when because, like I was telling my therapist, I still, have a passion for performance and would love to be on Broadway and have at least a credit before I started my doctoral program. But in the book, the author of the book went to Columbia. And the author of the book uses a lot of music in her healing practice. And she also uses like holistic medicine. And I was just like, girl, we're going to be best friends. You went to Columbia. I'm going to Columbia. You can be besties. Okay, Columbia besties. And she was talking about some things. And even TJ, and I think in season 2 or 3, he had a guest on who talked about sound baths. And my friend of mine, Carrie, she does sound bath healing, and another friend, Kelsey, she thinks she's in Texas now. She does sound bath healing. And it just made me go back to something we talked about in season 1 about the chakras and how they relate to a certain vibration. But what the author of Break the Cycle talks about is how these vibrations and these frequencies can help to heal your mental health. So let's talk about it. I want to do a full episode about this. Okay, great. So understanding music's impact on mental health. All right, so here's the thing. When you listen to music, as everything you consume, whether it's you taste, touch, feel, smell, when you hear things, it also triggers something in your body. So it triggers the limbic system. And with that, it's your emotional control center. So when you hear a song, emotions start to relate or to spark up. So it's just like, oh, this song makes me feel this way, or this song releases or triggers an emotion or a memory. Like for me, I can listen to certain music. I think it was I chimed in. Haven't you people ever heard of closing the garden door? Whenever I hear that, I think of college. Like I instantly think that was my alarm in college. So I'm just like, great. So like all those collegiate memories just pop up whenever I hear like a Moses Hogan or something. For y'all who don't know, Moses Hogan is a choral was a choral composer, and he wrote songs like Joshua Fit, the battle of Jericho, Joshua Fit. I should make a playlist of my favorite songs. But anyway, that was like my choral part. And so that triggered like high school music class and stuff like that. But certain um, chord progressions in music, like a lot of people listen to music and it's like, ah, that sounds good. But when like someone like me listens to music, I'm like, why did they put that chord there? Or oh, I understand why the song ended the way it did. And it's because those chords are three notes, three to four notes that create a harmonic sound. So if you were to listen to a song and you hear something stacked, that's the best way for me to explain it without pulling out sheet music and doing all that. But a chord is just a stacking of musical notes that create a musical sound. I guess that's the best way to explain it. Anyway, there are intervals in music, there are chords in music. So you hear the NBC, like that 1 4, no, 1 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Yeah, that's NBC. Um, and there's a 1 4 interval that relates to like triumphant sounds in music. It's just a thing. Like I think scientifically it just releases or enhances the dopamine in you. It's just like like it feels good. So I'll find some more examples later in the episode. All right, so your brain is basically getting a chemical reward every time you hear music you love, which explains why we get so attached to certain songs and artists. For me, it was John Legend at one point. And I think because John Legend is a piano player, he really understands and knows the significance of certain chord progressions and notes and even keys of music and the tempo. The tempo is great too because when we black people hear a juvenile song, girl, you look good. Want your instantly our body goes, we finna dance, we finna do something. And same goes back to like African music. Once you hear those drums going, you can't be sad. Like you're finna dance. There's this dance or this sense of liberation and joy, and like that is a thing to where the body gets to moving because of the music, and your mental health is just like, oh, I should feel good right now. I should release those things because in this moment, I can't afford to be sad. Great. So here's a music theory nugget for people who care. Okay. So, repetition in music. Repetition in music actually creates comfort and predictability for your nervous system. So just like when you are anxious and you rewatch a movie because you know what's about to happen. You rewatch the movie over and over again and your nervous system is just like, it lessens the tension that comes from the suspense or whatever part of the movie is about to happen. Same happens with music. Like when you listen to a song over and over again, that climatic moment, it doesn't catch you by surprise, but you know it's coming. And you're just like, this is the moment I've been waiting for. I love this. Usually happens towards the middle of the song when the bridge is happening. The bridge in the song is a section of music that differentiates from the verse, chorus, and the hook. So Michelle Williams, Destiny Child, she's called The Bridge for a reason. Like out of all of the darkness and sadness, soon comes happiness. And I'm a survivor. It's just that one part of the music. You're just like, where does this come from? I like it, but it bridges the verses to the end of the song. Okay, chord progressions or chord placement matters too. When you hear a song that starts on a major key, then drops to a relative major, relative minor. So if it's in the key of C, we'll stay in C. There's no sharps, no flats. But the relative minor of C is A minor. I wish I could. I miss music theory. But anyway, the relative minor of C major is A minor. Your brain registers a shift as melancholy. Beyonce does this a lot. Okay, she knows. This is why I love that lady. She knows how to structure songs through motifs, through lyrics, through tempo, through chord progressions, through all those things to create this world for her audience, for the Beehive, who just really can connect. And she's like, yes. So, like, just take some time to listen to it. Like her ballads, everything is just beautiful. Okay, but here's where things really get interesting when it comes to the frequency of music and the vibration and why like your morning playlist can't be your afternoon playlist or your morning playlist can't be your workout playlist. So every sound has a frequency. We talked about this in season 1. Well, here's the thing. Different frequencies actually resonate with different energy centers in your body, the chakras. It might be a lot. You might be like, Justin, like, I just like my music. Yeah, you like your music, but you need to know why you like the music you like and where the music you like hits the most in your body. Now, you may not realize this, but when I list these chakras and the frequencies and some of the artists that go with them, you be like, oh my God, isn't that amazing? Great. So the root chakra. Root chakra is 396, 392, 396 hertz. And this helps you feel grounded. Like it's that lower if the base of your spinal cord, like your butt, basically. That's the root chakra. It helps you feel grounded, secure, releases fear and guilt. Think of songs like Rooted by Bob Marley or anything with a deep bass line. So like those really hippie music or those crunchy granola kind of songs that are really deep with the bass or even a good drum, those are the ones that help you feel connected to the earth, like this earth energy. So if you high and you listening to some Bob Marley, that's why you feel so like, man, I'm stuck. That's why. Okay, so we're going to move up a little bit. So root chakra is red. Moving up to the sacral chakra. Now, this is the baby making chakra. It's orange, sexual energy. This is 417 hertz. It sparks creativity and helps with facilitating change. Artists like Erykah Badu and D'Angelo. How does it feel? These artists are associated with the sacral chakra because they evoked a certain sensual frequency. If you know, you know. Great. We're going to move up a little more to the stomach area. It's the yellow chakra, the solar plexus. This is 523 hertz. So this is called the love frequency. And you think of John Lennon's Imagine. It was actually tuned to 528 hertz, a little research for you, and you can feel the transformative energy when you listen to it. There are a lot of YouTube channels that, or creators on YouTube who create videos based off these frequencies. You can check them. You can get like a little pitchfork and make sure, because some people just be blind. So I don't want you to tune to the wrong frequency and you be out here trying to fly. Okay? We ain't doing it. Heart chakra. This is 639 hertz. This promotes connection, relationships, and compassion. Think about Adele. I said fly to the right. Or NDRE, you know, I am not my hair. I am not the skin. I am the soul that makes you feel like, yeah, you go, girl. I'm gonna shave my hair now. Stuff like that. Throat chakra. This is 741 hertz. Supports authentic expression and speaking your truth, like the throat chakra. Think Lauryn Hill when she's on time, and Kendrick Lamar. You know, Kendrick Lamar, got the greatest hit right now. He performed at the Super Bowl. It's the they not like us, they not like us, they not like us. It's the throat, like you're speaking your truth. Whew, that's a lot. And then third eye chakra. So we've gone from the throat, that's the blue chakra, yeah, up to here, this third eye right here between the two eyeballs. Enhances intuition and spiritual awakening. A lot of I really don't have any like artists you may know that connect to this chakra, but you can do like Debussy if you're a classical guy, or any of those string things. It's just really those strings, the quartets, full orchestras, like they really connect to that third eye chakra. And then the crown chakra, which is 963 hertz, connects to your divine energy. You would think gospel music would be up there. Nah, it's down in your stomach and your heart. Okay, it's just like feeling good about Jesus. But Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata, crown chakra, or Bach's Air on the G string, crown chakra. Those are like the transcendent sounds that really help. Like, I want y'all to really, really think about the music you're listening to and see where they relate, where you feel it most in your body, and then see which chakra wakes up when you play this music, okay? So your body is basically a tuning fork responding to these frequencies all day long. And now you know why certain songs hit different. I love that for us. So when we remove the music, what are the lyrics doing? Like, how are the lyrics affecting you? If you're constantly listening to songs about being broke or heartbroken or hopeless or whoop that trick, guess what? Your subconscious is absorbing this all day. We're wired to be like, the rest is still unwritten. Write it, Natasha. Your brain doesn't distinguish between what you're singing along to and what you're actually believing about yourself and your life. That's food for thought. I'm just saying, we go around and singing, you will not create, no, you did not create me to worry. Like, you're like, words have power. Words with music just really amplifies it. I'm singing a lot this episode. I get a free little concert. But as creators and goal setters, we're already working so hard to reprogram our minds. Why make it harder by contradicting our growth with our playlist? It's okay. It's okay. I'm not saying you can't listen to a vibe or vibe out every once in a while, a twerk here and there, but just be mindful of when you are doing these things and how you're listening to them. And if you're trying to call it abundance and love while the playlist is telling you the opposite story all day, you're fighting. We're fighting. We're fighting. But context is everything. And here is the thing. Different activities need different musical medicine. Work focused time requires different support than social time, okay? Sometimes I'm listening to Every Praise is to Our God, and I've gone into a little mini praise break in my little office space, forgetting I gotta post Pinterest pins and work on Instagram posts. And I'm just like, Justin, focus. Turn on some lo-fi music. Turn on something without words, okay? Your morning energy needs different frequencies than your bedtime wind down. Okay, your morning alarm shouldn't be whoop that trick. Who are you fighting in your sleep? Why are you waking up mad? Okay, like, let's get some lo-fi music, something, something a little softer in the morning. I don't want you to wake up ready to what's this song? Come in the club shaking your dreads. You just got out of bed. Why? Shh, calm down, thank you. But even at night, when you're ready to wind down, I know you've probably had a rough day. Listen to some jazz music, let's take the edge off. Drink some wine. Calm down. Yeah, your morning energy needs different frequencies than your bedtime. Said that. But what serves you during the workout might not serve you during meditation. I listen to praise breaks on my workout. That's dangerous, I will say. Sometimes them praise breaks be hitting a little close to home on the Stairmaster. You be like, try. You take one too many steps, you're just like, hold on, wait. I meet Jesus almost. But anyway, moving on to part 2, adjusting, curating for healing and growth. Now, this is time where we really sit down and audit our mental playlist. Everyone gets a Spotify Wrapped at the end of the year. If you notice, you listen to the same artists or the same songs. The signs of hyperfixation. The signs that you know this song is your dopamine boost, and that is what you need. Great, love that for you. But can we pause and get brutally honest about what's been on repeat in our head and the headphones? So here's what I want you to think about. How do these songs make me feel mentally and emotionally? Like, it's not like a ooh, it's a bop, but what actual headspace are you in after fully listening to these songs? Just think about it. Are the lyrics reinforcing mental patterns that you're trying to break? Or what is the overall mental energy of most of the music you're playing? Is it feeding anxiety spiral or actually creating space for more peace and mental clarity? And I know that's hard to consider when it's just like, well, I just want to listen to music. Yeah, but like some of the artists, we don't know where they are in their space when they're creating the music. Some people be high as hell, but other people are creating from a place of pain to heal themselves. So you can relate to that. But like when you're done, are you healing yourself? Or are you just looking for somebody to cope and soothe it? Or are you going to do the work? Because they got money to help them heal, or they're going through a divorce, but you just got married. I ain't judging, but sometimes we're so used to our musical comfort zone that we don't even realize it's keeping us mentally comfortable in places we definitely don't want to stay. As someone who, listen, I go through my mental moments of anxiety and depression, and my song, when I lived in that hellhole of an apartment with that roommate from hell, I would listen to Excess Love by it was JJ Harrison. Jesus, you love me too much, too much, your excess love, on repeat. My roommate I like, he could tell you, are you okay in there? I turn the song up. And it's just like, your love is amazing. Like, I needed a reminder that God was with me throughout that traumatic experience. Y'all, that was traumatic. I still have the voice recording from when that altercation happened. But anyway, I'll move on before I get triggered again. But anyway, the wrong playlist, the wrong artist, the wrong music at the wrong time can send you in a spiral. Some of y'all might be listening to Sitting Up in My Room, back here thinking about you. And you're just like, I hated that person. Like, why was I listening to this song when I was 10? No, listen, some of this music we listened to in high school, Brandy and Monica finna go on tour, and we listened to their music in elementary school, talk about the boy's mind. No, the pencil is yours. Why are you talking about the boy? Like, focus on what you need to focus on. But anyway, let's focus on creating your intentional musical medicine cabinet. When your mind needs to focus. Okay, so for me, when my mind needs to focus, I listen to lo-fi music. I listen to it different frequencies. So like if I'm creating something, I want something that's going to ignite my sacral chakra, the orange chakra. A lot of times, even in this episode, like we associate the sacral chakra for just sex, but it's the creation area. Like babies are created in that area, life is created in the area. So I want you to think more of that orange with creation. That's why this podcast color is orange, because it's like birthing healing into the space. Intentional, okay, color science. But 1 minute I'm, working on organizing something for a client, and then I'm lost in the frequency of the music, and I've created a whole spreadsheet. I've done so much stuff compared to listening to like a gospel CD or Beyonce on repeat or John Legend or anything else. Like my attention goes to the lyrics, and I'm just like, oh, I missed my part, let me start it over. So like really be intentional about the music you listen to in certain spaces. Instagram has some good, not Instagram, YouTube has some good playlist options for you to listen to with lo-fi. I think there's one like the girl with the headphones. So try that out. But instrumental music with steady rhythms around 60 to 7 beats per minute is great because it syncs your brain waves to focus. It's kind of like, if you're listening to a clock go tick, tick, tick. If you find music that relates to that, it kind of keeps you on a rhythm of some sort. It's part of like neuroscience. Not going too deep into that, but I just want you to know. No lyrics means no mental competition. So you're able to just vibe to the music. Just vibe. That's a shameless plug for my new book channel on Substack. Great. Those repetitive, predictable patterns create a sonic cocoon. That's some more neuroscience for you that blocks out mental distractions. So, when your mental health needs emotional processing, sometimes your mental health actually needs you to feel hard stuff instead of constantly trying to feel better. There's a huge difference between actual emotional processing and spiritual bypassing. Spiritual bypassing. Let's talk about that for a second. So, we love to spiritual bypass on things. And I say this with love. Black people, we are quick to say, well, God will do this. And God, I love Jesus. Don't get me wrong. I love the Lord. He hears my cry. Not heard it. He hears it. Okay? But every time we try to just pray it away, or we say, give it to God and just go away, or, God will work it out. God will sit with it sometimes. Sit with it. I behoove you to just sit with it sometimes and not just try to get past it. Like, we gonna have to do adjusting and spiritual bypassing because there's some hurt people out here from church. But anyway, minor keys and slower tempos help your nervous system move through difficult emotions instead of getting stuck. Sometimes you need a ballad. Sometimes you need a slow song to cry. That's great. That's healing. Set a time limit for your feelings playlist. We're going to talk about making some playlists too. Give yourself permission to feel it deeply. I know a gospel song that most people will break down to is "For every mountain you've brought me over, for every trial you've seen me through, for every blessing, hallelujah. For this I give you praise." That'll do it. Every time, it's ugly cry, okay? Sometimes you literally need to cry to whether it's an Adele song, a Jill Scott, Jasmine Sullivan. Like sometimes you need to cry, and that's okay. It's okay. Do it. This is your permission to cry. Great. When your mind needs energy and grounding, here's something I do. I learned that going from zero to high energy music can actually trigger a stress response instead of motivating you. So build up to it. Build your emotional playlist with mental medicine. Start medium energy and gradually build up to it. That's sometimes why artists place the music in their set list or their CDs a certain way because they want to create that high low in it. So you don't get like high, 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 low, 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 low. It's a wave. It's a system for it all. And then the last thing I want to talk about is in this section, sound baths. So I talked about the root chakras and all those and the frequencies that come with it. So sound bath, basically, you're laying on the floor. Okay, and I would love to get some, but they're expensive. Sound baths, you can get a single one for like $35, but the full set of 7 sound bowls, it's like $700. That's an investment. But you basically sit on the floor and you hit the bowl, drag the wand over it, hit another one, and you're slowly like going through all the chakras. Some people only get one and just stay there, but it's the pace and rate at which you hit and rub around the rim of the thing, and that creates this meditation. It's not a common practice within like the American or traditional space, but it's more of a what's the word I'm looking for? I forgot what culture it comes from, but I love it. I highly recommend it to people who just need something different other than just regular laying on the floor meditating or listening to a track. But like sound baths really help those chakras vibrate and like start releasing things. You can cry, you can laugh, you can smile, but it's like a beautiful moment. Great. Now, part 3, applying everything we're learning. So, 5 ways that music will help you heal and rewire. This is kind of like a segue from last week's episode. Number 1, the intentional morning musical reset. All right, so we're going to start in the morning. So instead of just hitting shuffle when you wake up, start your day by asking, what energy do I need to create today? So it's kind of like when you're doing your affirmations and you're setting your intentions for the day, use music to also enhance those intentions. Like, do I want to be a boss today? Okay. Or do I want to fight people? I don't know. I don't know your life, but I don't know. So if you need confidence, choose songs with empowering lyrics, major key progressions. Lizzo. She can be problematic. But anyway, Lizzo, Beyonce, classical music, like a Bach moment. If you need calm, think of things at a 528 hertz frequency or instrumental pieces that ground your nervous system. If you need creative flow, try music without lyrics, but with interesting textures to it. Yeah, so lo-fi music, if you need creative flow, is a great, perfect way to create some creative energy. I just have play my lo-fi music playlist and it goes straight to it. Moonlight was another CD or was an artist. Moonlight. I can't think of it. I think it's an artist or a CD. I listen to them. That's my weekend music, okay? I turn it on, and then think about Spotify, it just goes into like random artists and songs that flow within that artist. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. So, like I said, number 1 is the intentional morning musical reset. Number 2, use music as transition therapy. So this one is new for me. So instead of just moving from task to task, use specific songs as bridges, Michelle Williams, between different parts of the day. So I will say, when I'm working at home, lo-fi music. When I'm done working, I'll switch to songs with lyrics. When I'm walking to the gym, I have transition music. I listen to show tunes like musical theater, Death Becomes Hers on repeat. When I get to the gym, depending on the part I'm working, we might be twerking in the gym. I don't know. I might need to just listen to an audiobook, or I am listening to gospel music. So it just depends. But I have transitional music. I don't always like label it as such, but I know when different activities come, this is the music I want. So try that. And for bedtime, add some music to really slow down the heart rate and slow down your mind and allow you to just exist and escape and just rest. Okay, try that. So that's quick. Number 2. Number 3, the feelings processing playlist method. So create a feel it playlist with 4 to 5 songs that validate whatever you're going through, whether it's grief, anger, loneliness, depression, whatever you're feeling. Like, make a feel it playlist. Set a timer for 15 to 20 minutes and let yourself fully feel the music. Just escape. Just feel it. Have a transition song ready, okay? Whether it's Earth, Wind, and Fire, a Shaka Khan, something, to just get you out of that zone, that mood, that head, that space, and then turn on some feel good music. Make a feel good playlist, like a new me. I had one for my new apartment. I had one for year 36. So I have like those kind of like, this is the headspace I want to be in kind of playlist. So try that. That's the feelings process playlist. The 4th thing is frequency healing or specific mental health needs playlist. So, well, not playlist, but mental health needs when it comes to frequencies. So anxiety and overwhelming, listen to 396 frequencies for 10 to 15 minutes or longer. Like I said, YouTube has options. For depression or low energy, try 528 hertz. Listen to music at 852 hertz to help any mental chatter or overthinking or racing thoughts. Like that crown chakra music, classical music is great to just help you come back to you. And then creative blocks is 417 hertz that really help to spark through creativity. So 417 is that orange chakra that I mentioned. And then the last way, number 5, the weekly musical audit. So check in on Mondays. What energy do I need this week, and what music really resonates with that? Wednesday, is the music I'm listening to this week really helping? Do I need to switch it up some more? Most artists release on Friday, so you can use Friday as like a preparation for Monday. And then the weekend reflection, how did my musical choices affect my mood? And I know some of y'all are just like, Justin, this is a lot. But we listen to music a lot, okay? So I just want you to be mindful of the music. Mindful, that was like a pun almost. Start small, build sustainable. Pick one of these 5 things throughout the week to try. It doesn't have to be all 5. Like some of y'all might not try number 5 at all, but it's fine. But I want you to start with creating that morning intentional playlist and think about the transition of music. That's your homework. Think about those things. So here's what I want you to remember from today's episode. Music isn't just entertainment. It's actual medicine when you use it intentionally. Okay? Your playlist is literally one of the most accessible tools you have for transformation, and you've been walking around with this healing power in your pocket this whole time. Small shifts in what you listen to can create massive changes in how you feel, think, and show up in the world. So whether you're building a business, raising kids, nurturing relationships, or just trying to feel more like yourself, you're already a creator. You're a DJ. Think of the music and the time and your playlist as you being a mental health DJ. Yeah. You're already shaping your reality every single day. Your musical choices are just another brush in your toolkit. And now you know how to use it more intentionally. So your healing journey deserves a soundtrack that really resonates with the future you. You can use music as a way to resonate and connect with your inner child at times, but I want you to be able to shift and transitions from the inner child to the current you to the future you through music. And I think that's going to be like my dissertation for my doctoral program. God, it's good. Great. So you have the power to create not just your playlist, but your entire emotional and energetic experience. Start small, be curious, try other music, try other genres, and trust the process. So until next time, keep creating, keep healing, and keep adjusting. Bye-bye. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode. I hope you take something away to help you make the adjustments you need. Before you go, please take a quick second to share this with someone you care about. And if you can, please leave a 5-star rating and review on whatever platform you're listening to this on. For more information about adjusting or to inquire about being a guest, head over to adjustingpod.com. Until next time.